To the general public, Buckley Petawabano is known for his acting career. To the Cree Nation, he is known and adored for more than that. In the late 60s, Buckley acted in the Canadian television series called Adventures in Rainbow Country. His character, called Pete Gawa, was the first regular First Nations character to appear on Canadian television series. Let's give that a big round of applause. He also acted in Cold Journey in 1976 and worked as a cinematographer in Amisk and Cree Way in 1977. Buckley also appeared on stage in the Ecstasy of Rita Joe in Montreal in 1972. We got my buddy here, Gaston, and he's going to show an excerpt from Cold Journey. Gaston.
He had always lived.
Tomorrow, we make a summer camp. Sometimes a village is not a good place for an Indian.
We are thankful to the seeds of life. We love them. To the sun where burns the fire of life above them. And the rivers are the veins from the misty summer rains. And the thunder is the voice of a purple sky. And the trees, they are there for. And we are one.
Long time ago, with my father, when I was a young boy, there were winter, summers, and they were good.
We are one. One with the river and the trees and the sky and stone. We are one. One with the stars and the forms in which life comes. And we are one.
This afternoon, we'll make a snare for bear. Sometimes it's better to snare than to shoot an animal, because if you only wound it, you got to find an animal, kill it. Might hurt somebody.
We are one. One with the river and the trees and the sky and stone. We are one. One with the wind and the clouds on which they ride. And we are one. One with the fire of the sun from which we came. And we are one. And we'll be free.
For the first time, Buckley showed signs that he might be able to handle life in the bush. And old Alphonse began to wonder if he might yet have a trapping partner for the winter. The boy had always wanted to go trapping. And the way he kept to himself, always on his own, might be just what was needed for those long winter months on the trapline.
Que nos ilusione que lo ateo tamoy. Siguen así.
But it says there.
All fishing can't fish here anymore.
These lakes here, this one, all polluted. This one, this one, this one, and this one.
How about this one?
No good. Anything along the river is closed.
How long you say these lakes been polluted?
I don't know. Maybe 5, 10 years.
We've been eating fish out of here all this time. We're not dead yet.
It's a cumulative. It accumulates in your system.
I'll take my family to John Lake.
Alphonse is taking his family to John Lake. Anybody else want to go along?
You stay here, go back to school. Soon there will be no life at all here for an Indian. It's no good learning to be an Indian. Learn to be a white man.
Everybody has a dream, right? And many are accomplished. I had a dream. I had a dream. And to this day, I still have that dream. One day, while in school, I got into trouble. As always, you know, every Indian is like that. But anyways, I got into trouble, and during class, I had a German teacher who was very strict and hated to be interrupted while he was teaching. And one of my friends, and now we got talking, and the principal sent me to the teacher sent me to the principal's office. I don't know how often I visited him. But one day he asked me, he said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I thought for a second, and I said 2 things. I said I wanted to be an actor, or I wanted to be a singer. Buckley had the same dream. He followed through. He never looked back on what anybody else said about him. Many of us encountered the same thing. They told us we couldn't do it. Many of us were discouraged and told, "There's no way you'll make it. There's no way you'll make that dream come true." But when you look today, in this room alone, you see achievers. You see people who have gone beyond their dream. They're living it, they're practicing it, and they're using it to promote who we are. They're protecting our culture. Buckley, in the end of this, was asked to go to school, to be a white man. But today he's full 100% Cree. Right? I was given a piece of paper to say something nice about Buckley. I know his heart. When I look at him, when I walked in this room this evening, he started talking to me. And he started sharing with me what he was going through and the achievements that he had done even during the time he's in this chair. He still has accomplished a lot. He's an inspiration. for every one of us. And that is the reason why many of us are sitting here, because we're big dreamers. And there is nobody in this world that can take that away from us. Only if we fail ourselves do we lose that dream. So Buckley, today we recognize you. As someone who has done a lot for us dreamers. You have inspired us. You have given us hope. You have given us that strength to look beyond our weaknesses, beyond our color, beyond our race, and even to look at protecting our culture in the movies and in the television that you did. Today we stand before you. We acknowledge all that you have done for us, for the Cree Nation, the recognition that you have given to the Cree Nation because of what you did. Lucky, Buckley, it gives me great pleasure to call you a legend. And I know all these people feel the same way I feel about you. Because if it wasn't for you today, maybe I would have given up my dream too. And I really want to thank you for the inspiration that you've given to the youth. The privilege of your teachings during the time you were healthy to our young people. For creating something that we had only dreamed about in terms of communication. And helping us to achieve all that is before us so that we can be unique, different, and special. Buckley, it's an honor to call you a friend. It's an honor to give you this recognition today because of what you have done and what you have accomplished. And I wish you the very best in all that you're going to do from this day forth, because I know you have a desire to continue to help our young people, continue to help our people achieve what it is that they desire themselves. So Buckley, it gives me great pleasure to give you this recognition tonight, because CNACA as a whole did a lot of research to find someone in this Cree Nation who deserved this award. Please come, Buckley, and accept this award on behalf of the Cree Nation, as believing in you for all that you have done for us. Buckley, we give you this Cree Legend Award. Please come and receive it on behalf of the Cree Nation as well as on behalf of Cree Native Arts and Crafts Association.
Oh, that wasn't so hard, was it? Yeah. Thank you. I want to thank everybody here. I was here present, some old friends here, especially a really old friend, Willie Dunn. I very happy to see a lot of these old friends I haven't seen for years. And it hits me to see them. I was very happy to see them. I just wanted to, I'm also glad of, I wasn't so sure about what kind of an award I was getting here. You know, and Lloyd told me that it has something to do with communications. 21 years ago, 21 years ago, in about 1992, I received an award for communications development in the Cree communities. And that gave me a good insight of what I had already dreamed of, like what Kenny said about dreams, you know. And I remember when you look at when you saw it on the screen there, I was in a boat with my father, who were fishing, we were doing things together. It brought back memories of myself when I was in my teens, which I did spend my summer days with my late father doing fishing and hunting together. Although we paddled most of the time, we didn't have an outboard motor. And those dreams, I didn't really have any dreams, except that those days I spent with my father were phenomenal, and it brought me back so many memories. I'm very surprised that I had so many memories of those. So when the time came for when I was screen tested for Rainbow Country, they asked me, "Do you know how to paddle a canoe?" And my father, of course, is the one who we paddled a canoe day in, day out the whole summer, you know. So that's where I learned all my, and I told him I knew how to swim. So it looked, I should tell you this, when I was doing Rainbow Country, when it first came out, a lot of people from out west watched Rainbow Country. And a lot of the Cree out there, they were telling, some guy was telling me, he said, we were watching Rainbow Country, and everybody was saying, "Who's that kid there? See him? His name is Petawabano or something. Do you think he's a real Indian?" You know? And then somebody else, we kept on talking and talking, and so in the end, what happened was somebody said, "Oh yeah, that's, maybe he's an Indian, maybe he's not, you know." But we have so many people who are we have professional actors now out of New York City and down in LA. So the kid they got was probably it's not an Indian, it's probably a Russian, you know, who's trained professionally to play an Indian and look like an Indian. So still, of course, there were some doubts about that to this day, and but that was the period of 1969 when things were happening so well. I was riding high on the summer of '69 was the summer of a high flying, because we were looked after. We were treated as movie stars. We were paid as well as movie stars, and it was something that I never forgot. I made friends there, and but as time went out in my life, I got married to a wonderful lady, and we brought up 3 beautiful girls. One of them is here. And it was during that period when my dreams started to come in, and that's where I learned to learn about all aspects of making a movie, from writing to camera work to sound production, and I became a cinematographer for a period of time. And but during that period, I was always interested in the art of movie making. That I became a trainee in filmmaking at the National Film Board of Canada in Montreal for 2.5 years, and it was that period that's where my dreams started to come out, and I learned about radio stations and recording, sound recording, and that's where I ended up working in at the National Film Board. That what happened was the more I studied or worked with people at the local radio stations in Montreal, the more I thought about my people back home. I knew where they were, what situation they were at back home in northern Quebec, along the James Bay coast and the interior, like Nemska and Mistachny. I used to say, oh, those people don't have radio stations. Maybe we could figure out a way. And it turned out that I got caught with people who work at the CBC in Montreal. And when that happened, CBC got involved with us, and I turned my own personal attention to making CBC work, and we brought in the first radio station. It was called Mistachny FM, and it was to do with the providing the local service of each community in the north, access to the stations where we could play our own local stories and music to the local public. And that picked up so much at the rate that other people, other communities were interested. So I decided to help them by by giving them the information they need and how it went on and so on. And then a training program had the potential. The federal government had these training programs, and as well, we had our first training program for all the Crees of the 9 communities to come and spend training there. Out of that, we made some. They went back home after that and set up their own stations. And pretty soon, the momentum kept going that we decided to have a regional station. And so we managed to get a regional station. This was all under the guise that under the thought that I would create jobs in the communities, because each community had jobs, and each people who worked at the radio station were married, so with families, and there's 9 communities, so that created more work. As time went by, that I saw personally was a triumph, because now I got this possibility to happen for my own people, is to have this regional training, regional communications, which was the James Bay Cree Communications Society. So to this day, these things came back around, and that's how my dream came about. The last thing I did was we got caught up with a government plan to set up some kind of a telecommunications service that that would help all the people of different regions of Canada, using the satellite service to provide information. Like that's when the what do you call it, the company that was doing the dealing was giving satellite services to some communities. But there was also the opportunity for the Cree people to have some kind of service that would support the dream that I had to create jobs. So what happened was we started looking for ways to help the communities by providing a service where they can connect all 9 communities. And with some knowledge from inside with my colleagues, we managed to get this service, a broadband service, through the satellite system, which is the fiber optic service. And we wanted to be a service provider which would literally connect all 9 communities by land. And the government, after much fighting, the government gave us the opportunity to go ahead with the fiber optic service. Now we are a service provider. That's the potential we have. And believe it or not, since we got the this service, this broadband system, belonged to the Cree, we created a company, which is called a non-profit company, which we thought would be ideal for the Cree. Is we would have this service. It will bring in a potential of high employment over the years, and it'll be captured the imagination of the youth with this service. We had undergone a training program, and since the company that we set up is a non-profit company that we set up, meaning non-profit, meaning that it has the potential to be able to go ahead and make money in the future. This was the future for my people, the youth. This was a future that I see an opportunity for beyond what they could, the youth could come and master the industry, this fiber optic system that when the company was set up, it was a non-profit, like we would make no money, but the money or the surplus we would get, like all the profit or surplus as we call it, would go into more jobs and more training in our communities. So it was not meant to make lots of money as per se, but more to make we knew it was going to bring in some money because it was a good system. And it would connect all of Quebec communities, and it would have partnerships in the end. So that's how we set up our nonprofit company. When I saw Thomas still here, Thomas Kuhn. When I saw Thomas, like he used to be with the Cree Trappers for many years. I used to go to school together, so I remember what he was saying about that he was proud to see me and that I was getting some award to help out like our Cree people, to help each other out. I had an idea that I thought I might send a message to Lloyd. You know, in Ireland, in the Orkneys Island, they have they have sheep, and special sheep that had special wool, and but these sheep are given special feed that the area where the area where they are grown, these sheep farms, ranches, that the wool is a commodity that it sells for lots of money, very big money. Like there's an annual market that goes to New York, Paris, and all the way around the world, like in LA, to sell this blue wool, which is a commodity. Considering this type of marketing procedure where they bring in the wool, because the area, the Orkney area, the area itself hasn't changed in over 100 years. The land itself remains the same. And they still have this annual market in the world spots around the world, well-known spots. So to sell, there's a good market for it. I was thinking of our own people when I was talking to Thomas. I was thinking of, the arts and crafts. The arts and crafts here. The Crees, all the Crees that I know, like my sister, they make moccasins, mucklucks, moose hide mitts, beadwork, all kinds of high quality, like beaver pelt slippers, all done in high quality beadwork and beaver pelt, and fine moose hide. That if we could grasp, if the Cree could do the same, a similar procedure, like in the Orkneys, to set aside our arts and crafts and do an annual market every year to sell world Cree, famous world James Bay Cree arts and crafts. That would be like a commodity. Because anything that's handmade is a big deal for the people that want to buy or sell First Nation craft. So I imagine if we couldn't have Lloyd, if you had your people working in that fashion, maybe that could be one way of looking at the possibility of selling the Cree culture worldwide. Anyway, that's just, I just thought I would just pass that on to you, and thank you, Thomas, and to Lloyd, and the people here. Maybe we can grasp that idea to promote our culture in such a way where anything that's well made, with the stamp of the Cree will go far in the market. So, but I want to thank the Arts and Crafts Association, the Cree Arts and Crafts, for giving me, for providing me this insight of who I am, and I do have dreams like others have done, and my dreams are still going, and I appreciate all you individual people who came and acknowledged me and as me and myself. I thank everybody, and I send my thoughts and feelings all out to you. And no, and God bless.